So laws are being changed right under our noses and we don't even notice. Apparently, in more and more states, it's becoming normal for men who identify as women to be allowed to walk into locker rooms with women changing clothes, and in high schools and everything like this. Here we have another situation in which they put the woman out because she disagreed with him being in the locker room with her and other women as they were naked changing.
How are you?
Did you tell me or not that women like to see?
Asking you a question.
Exactly. Get out of the way now. No. Now he knows how to be a man, right? Now he knows how to be a man. Stay out of the women's locker room. We don't want it. He needs to have his gym membership revoked for that. And the woman told you. He assaulted me. The girl told already. We already filed reports. No.
That's fine. I want the video.
You can't get rid of me for this. I'm a woman and I have every right to not want a man in the restroom when I'm naked. There are girls naked in there. Look at them walking in there like it's okay. It's not okay. Men, grown men with big in the women's locker room. Me naked in front of a man without my permission. I'm the one who gets kicked out the gym, y'all. I'm terminated for not wanting men in the locker room.
So they escorted her out, which doesn't surprise me. They say they escorted him out too shortly after, but only because they put her out first. But my thing is, why is this even legal? Why are they even taking this seriously, like to this extent, right? Like the question is, why are they taking the rights of a man dressed as a woman more seriously than they take the rights of an actual woman? That's like me dressing up as a white man, right? White face and all. And y'all know y'all got them white towns that y'all building, right? Me going into the white town for admittance. And y'all know I'm a black man. They look at me. They know I'm a black man dressed up as a white man. But they let me in instead of an actual white man. And say, hold on, real white man. You got to remain at the gate till we get some of this population down. It would be the dumbest, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. And as you can see, he looked them right in their eyes and turned around and walked right back on in there. Like, y'all just have no regard, the lawmakers, for our women. Think about the high schools where this is going on. This is happening. A young girl spoke about this at the high school, about how the high school boys identifying as girls are allowed in there while they are taking their clothes off, changing. If y'all are going to placate to them in their whatever they're doing, y'all need to create special bathrooms and places where they can go and do their thing. Instead of trying to, across the board, be like, oh, yeah, it's cool, walk in there. No, if y'all ain't going to create a special environment, a special bathroom and special locker rooms for them to walk in, and there's so many categories that you can't even keep up with it now. I just seen a picture. Somebody, I don't even know what to call. Somebody, talking about, I'm not a boy, I'm not a girl. What bathroom do I use? Somebody wrote outside. Like, dog, what are you supposed to have? 19 bathrooms in the school to try to figure out which one y'all want to use? Like, listen, if you're not going to create specific leagues for them to perform in, specific bathrooms, locker rooms, all of this for them to be in, then it needs to be you go with what you were assigned at birth until you get able to go to a facility where they have bathrooms and they have the money to have bathrooms for this, that, and the other, and this, that, and the other of that. If they don't have the budget for that, then I'm sorry, cuz you need to just stick with what you was assigned at birth and use that bathroom, because women are uncomfortable and it's not right that they are allowing y'all to just walk in there like this. And it's and you can't tell me it's because we have And you can't tell me it ain't a conflict of interest, because we've seen more and more cases, numerous cases of this happening in the prison system. Matter of fact, y'all hollering about EBT and all of that. They use tax dollars to pay for prisoners' sex changes when they say they want to be the other gender than they are, to pay for their sex changes. And then they come back and place them with the women. Like if a man had a sex change, he go and identify as a woman, they place him there now, right? And then even worse, before they've had the sex change, if they identify as a woman, they place him over there. And you know what's happening? The women are coming up pregnant. So how are you identifying as that, but you're not acting in the way that would say that's what you are? But ladies, I will say this. Unfortunately, some of y'all kind of welcome this. Y'all love the company of LGBTQ family. And I'm not like, they cool. You dig what I'm saying? They are cool, but I want you to hear where I'm going with this before you get too mad at me. Women have become quite comfortable with going to gay men or bisexual men or whatever for counsel, for friendship, for talking, for a shoulder to lean on, right? They best friends in such a way. They watch their content. They want to hear their point of views on all this stuff, right? Right? The best friend type of stuff until y'all get mad at them. Then they every gay slur in the world, right? Y'all shame them for being gay at that point, right? But I'm just saying that to say that y'all have kind of invited this in, if you dig what I'm saying, right? It's like it was all good a week ago when they saying funny things and y'all was kicking it, laughing, having a good time.
Any deal that y'all got and they beating us, I'm gonna be about $400. Just give me your pen and the paper, because I'm asked what the what? What a money reside. What a money reside.
But see, it gets weird when it goes from a place of them just wanting to emulate you to the place where they want to be you or even replace you. So I know y'all ain't forgot that clip. That's the gay rapper Saucy Santana, who boldly told women that gays are the blueprint to women. Like, do you see how stupid that sounds? Like, I don't mean to be mean, but like, you got to hear what you're saying. You are a man emulating a woman, badly, might I add, right? Over the top caricature of a black woman, right? Y'all do everything like over the top, right? And it's fine, whatever. Be who you want to be. But when you are so bold as to say you are the blueprint, you can't be the blueprint to something that was the original. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how they get so gone off of this, but part of the reason that they get to feeling themselves is what he said. I'm going to say this story that Ryan Davis, comedian, said before. He said he used to hang with his brother, right? His brother was coming out as being gay, but he didn't know how to tell his family and all of that. So them two brothers, he was the only one he could talk to. And so he was like, man, bro, I just need you to go with me to the gay bar so I can be me and figure out how to come out, or, how to be comfortable. And so Ryan like, man, you know what? Cool. I'm going to come with you and hold you down as brother. So he did. He went with him through the years. You know what I'm saying? Hold him down. And Ryan was like, man, one thing I noticed while being there was that the women back in the early 2000s was simple. You know what I'm saying? Braids, little bit of makeup, little lip gloss, you know, no big booties, no big breasts, all that. You know what I'm saying? Just fine and regular for the most part. And he was like, over time, he watched just what Saucy Santana was talking about. He was like, he watched the drag and the gay men started to do the stylings of the women. They would do their hair and they would do the eyelashes and the makeup. You know what I'm saying? The huge eyelashes and the big hair and the big wigs and the caked on makeup and go get the big titties and the big booty, right? You know what I'm saying? Everything was extra accentuated. And Ryan was like, he thought it was the funniest thing he had ever seen because it convinced all the women that this is the standard for what women should be. And he was like, it was the funniest thing ever to watch gay men in drag convince regular women that they had it wrong and that the new style and standard of what a woman should be and should look like was that of a man in drag. And when you look at the women of today, he is not lying. They convinced y'all that. Y'all got the huge wigs, the colors, the real extra crazy colors, you know what I'm saying? Lil' Kim might have something to do with that too. But you know, the extra crazy colors, the big hair, the big eyelashes looking like windshields, the caked on makeup, the big titties and BBLs and booty, you know what I'm saying? Like, but women forget the men in drag had to cake the makeup on and do the extra stuff because they had to cover up the fact that they was a man. They were trying to hide being a man, you know what I'm saying, and pass off as a woman. So y'all bought into something that y'all didn't need. You bought into it, hook, line, and sinker. They got you. And now, like Brian was like, over the years, women would tell him, oh, no, this what y'all want. This what y'all like. And Ryan was like, no, we was liking y'all just fine before y'all started doing this. We had no problems with y'all, how y'all looked before all the extras was added. But y'all convinced yourselves of that is the new look. You dig what I'm saying? And as you see with Saucy Santana and this young white gentleman at the beginning, they have developed the confidence to think they are you, that they are the blueprint. And they have the law that's unfortunately backing them up. Laws is changing all across the land to accommodate them identifying as whatever they want to identify as. People are identifying as furries and animals out here. And it's just the most ridiculous thing that I've seen. Like, you cannot tell me that it's not an illness. And I'm not trying to be mean, but if I were to start acting like Michael Jackson, the white caked on Michael Jackson, and I never came out of character, y'all would probably say something is wrong. Like at first you'd be like, oh, you're probably doing a movie or something. But if I just kept on, y'all would be like, hey man, something wrong, boy. But somehow they don't see the correlation of when they really, like, I don't mind y'all. If that's the life you want to live how you want to live. But the thing is, when you try to make us have to abide by your cosplay like it's the truth, like it's only man and woman. You were born as something, that's what you are. Now, if you want to act differently, cool. But don't try to pull this whole thing where you doing that, and then you forcing it on the kids, and that's the one that really gets me. The pushing it on the kids. All these books that they got introducing the sexuality to the kids, and you're giving kids puberty blockers, and you're trying to give them the choice to be able to circumvent their parents' decision. You know what I'm saying? You got counselors at the school that are trying to nudge them in the way of, hey, we want to give you, puberty blockers and get you ready to start getting ready to maybe do a surgery at the earliest age you could probably do it. Like, I'm gonna tell you this, man. I'm a Democrat, and I'm sick of certain Democrats, it ain't all, but pushing this goofiness, because y'all got some Trumpers that's pushing this goofiness as well. But yeah, man, I am ashamed to say, years ago when years later when I found out that Obama was pushing this, it was very disappointing to me. Like, I still think he was a good president, but this leaves a stain to me. Like, I'm not rocking with how out of hand this has all gotten. I'm with people having rights and being treated as human, and being, us all being family, and us all getting along and not doing each other wrong. I'm with all of that. I am not with this goofiness being pushed on the kids. I am not with this identify as this and go to prison and impregnate y'all like you in the bathroom with women. I'm not with that, man. I'm not with it. It's foul. I don't like how they introducing these books to our children. Once again, as I keep saying, it's just too much, man.
Yo, I'm in here in Barnes and Nobles with my kids, right? And I'm in the Bible section, the Christian section. Then I get to the Bible section. Then I get to the kids' Bible section. And look what they trying to do to our kids. Look, around all these kids' Bibles, they got the queer Bible.
Like the queer Bible, like, come on, man. This is stuff that be killing me. Like, I'm not going to rewrite the Bible to say it's okay to fornicate before marriage, right? And I'm not even talking about the queer part of it. I'm just talking about fornication, heterosexual fornication. Like, we not about to act like we gonna reform the word of God to fit and make us feel more comfortable in our sin. That's not what we're doing. Especially it's not what we're doing for the kids. But unfortunately, it's what the world is handing to them, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, this is one thing I do appreciate Trump for. At least when he was running, he talked about this. I've yet to see him go at it with the vigor that he's going at the illegals that's still here. But he talked a lot about this LGBTQ agenda and how they're trying to push puberty blockers and all this crazy stuff on our kids, how they're trying to push these surgeries on our kids at an early age. And I applauded him for standing on business for that. I don't agree with him on many things, but this was one that I was with. We'll get to see if he does move ahead with stopping some of this, but I can keep it a buck with y'all. When your man's is right on something, he right. When, I called out Obama too earlier. Like, we can keep it a buck. We're going to keep it a buck. We ain't got to hate each other on every subject, act like we can't give each other a point on something. You know what I'm saying? But this has got to stop, man. The laws changing to accept this foolishness is just too much. We really need to respect our women's space and give it back to them. Because what they doing with this, where they just allowing men to be in their space and be in our young girls' space while they changing, and it's foul, man. It's foul. And I'm not going to get with it just because y'all keep trying to make us adhere to it. But it's your boy Pete Camp. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.